Hi, hello, I'm Sam Harrison. I read, review, and discuss fantasy and science fiction books. Today we have a discussion on my reading for this week. So we're going to go through the books that I've read, the books I'm going to read next, then it's going to be the videos I've made this week and the videos I'm going to make next week. So let's start off with books that I've read. So the first book that I read this week was The Dragon Reborn by Robert Jordan, third book in the Wheel of Time. This book was, you've seen my review. I loved it so much that I completely skipped my video upload schedule because I was going to record the review and upload it on Wednesday last week. But I literally was like, I have to do it now. So I recorded it, edited it, uploaded it all in the same day that I finished it. I think I started recording the video like 10 minutes, 15 minutes after finishing the book. I was obsessed and I was like, I have to get this out. I have to start talking about it. So, really, really enjoyed that book. I have found myself ever since, thinking about the book, thinking about the Wheel of Time series and where it's going to go and what we could see for our characters. So, yeah, I think it's just a massive win for that book. It made me like characters that I had previously hated. It gave me stronger insights into a couple of other characters that I had liked but thought they're fine. So yeah, massive fan of that book, and kind of upset that I have to wait until April to start reading The Shadow Rising, which is not a situation I thought I would be in. I mean, we're literally halfway through the month and I already want to start next month's TBR to start reading The Shadow Rising. So yeah, just incredibly impressed with this book. And I think it was the previous two books I was impressed often in a kind of... the impressiveness was based on my own expectations. So it was like, I'm expecting XYZ, and then I got that, but much better. And I think that The Dragon Reborn was a real step up, even above that for me. So after that, I started reading, and I've actually got my Kindle here, so I'll flash it up. I started reading Blood Reunion by J.C.M. Byrne. This is the third book in the Hybrid Helix series. This one seems to be centering around space vampires, which is super cool. So I guess, blood in the title makes sense. And there is also a blood reunion in the book that I think I predicted in the review for book 2. So I kind of predicted that that's what would happen in this book. But it is happening in a way that I was not 100% expecting, if that makes sense. This week, I kind of expected to read this in a couple of days, because I love these books, and I find that I read them really quickly. But this week has just been absolutely manic, and I think multiple nights this week I've been able to read for about an hour and then started to fall asleep because I'm just so tired. My wife's work is incredibly busy, and unfortunately this has coincided with the time with one of the quarters. So basically every quarter I have 2 weeks of my work that is absolutely manic, because I'm having to do a fairly large quarterly project on top of my normal business as usual stuff. And this one, unfortunately, has also coincided with several massive events. So yeah, the last few weeks of my life have just been insane. I read The Dragon Reborn in 4 or 5 days, and honestly, if I wanted to read it so often and so much, I actually think I could have finished it a day or so earlier if I hadn't been so tired. So yeah, loving Blood Reunion. Really looking forward to seeing where the story is going. I have a couple of theories, but I won't say anything now because obviously that would just spoil the book, because I don't want to give you guys kind of spoilers beyond... I say spoilers. I don't want to talk about books in any way apart from basic setup stuff. when I do reviews and videos like this, because I don't want you guys to go like, oh, well, there's no point in reading that book now, you know. So yeah, really enjoyed that one. Enjoying that one. I will probably finish that today or tomorrow, depending on how tired I am. In fact, tomorrow is an even more insane day, so maybe not. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I've been reading this week. My next book is going to be Trials of Empire by Richard Swan. So I was sent an advanced reader copy for this. We're no longer in advance of release for that book, but I am still going to read it and using that advanced copy. And I also picked up the audiobook from Audible because I think the audiobooks for those books are genuinely fantastic. It would not surprise me if I read this entire book basically all via audiobook. So stick around for that if you want to hear my impressions on the audiobook and all that sort of jazz. I think the audiobooks for this series, yeah. There's only a few audiobooks that I can really get into and listen for long periods of time. I found that with the Skyward books. I found that with the Rosamund Pike narration for Wheel of Time. And I have found that with the Empire of the Wolf series. I wonder if it's the female narrators. Just, don't know, help me pay attention more. Absolutely no idea. But those I've really gotten into. After I read Trials of Empire, I don't think that I'll be able to get through 3 books between now and next Friday. But if I do, I don't know actually what I'm going to pick. It might end up that I go to Promise of Blood by Brian McClellan, or I might go to actually, you know what I will do is I will probably read the Sun Eater novella, Queen of Mid-Ashes. That will be my next, that will be what I read after Trials of Empire, if I finish it. But yeah, going through the months quite well. Almost halfway through my 3rd book. And it is a shorter book, so I should finish it pretty quickly. So next, videos. We often talk about the videos that we've made. So this week, as every week, 4 videos made, 5 including this one. So number 1 on Monday was my Dragon Reborn review. Really enjoyed making that video. Had lots of views on it. In fact, let's go back. So the Dragon Reborn review has almost more views than my The Great Hunt review, which is kind of funny in my opinion. So after that, I then made a video that I've been saying I was going to make for weeks, which is a video about how I rate and score books. I actually played around with the thumbnail and the title on that one because originally the video was just called, you know, how I score my reviews, and then I realised that people are often looking for kind of opinions on Goodreads and stuff. So I was like, I know, I'll change the title. So instead of having in the thumbnail what I think about Goodreads, I changed that to how I rate my books and then added the Goodreads to the title. So essentially, this video is a big discussion on how I feel, kind of my philosophy on rating on Goodreads and on rating on the channel. And sometimes, as I've said in that video, I kind of grade on a curve for Goodreads because Goodreads reviews are kind of generally across the platform. I would say anything below a 4 out of 5 kind of looks like a not great book. So I'm quite sparing in where I rate below 4 out of 5. Honestly, as well, and I'll tell you this now, guys, I'm still working my way through all the classics of the genre, and I'm only reading books that come highly recommended. So most books I read are 4 or 5 out of 5. In a couple of years' time, when I've read, you know, the Malazans, the Realm of the Elderlings, the Wheel of Times, and I've already read the Cosmere, when I've read through all of these, like, classic world-endingly great novels, we might start to see more 2s, 3s, 4s in my ratings. But for now, I feel pretty great about my ratings and about how I'm reading. Everything I'm reading is at least good. I'm not reading anything that's like mediocre. Everything I'm reading is like good, so that's why my ratings tend to be on the higher end. I'm also just a positive person. Next, I made a video about the weirdest phenomenon that I have seen, which is people skipping prologues. So apparently this is not widespread, but there's a big enough community of them that it is a thing. People just skip prologues in fantasy and sci-fi books, which seems completely ridiculous. But enough people are doing it that I decided I wanted to make a video that's like, you shouldn't skip prologues. Why? Don't do it. So that was that video. 7 reasons why you shouldn't skip prologues. I'd actually been thinking about making that one for a long time as well. So I have like a big list of video ideas in my notes app, and I'm just slowly working my way through them. I did actually end up making so many videos last week that I have some left over for this week. Sorry, not this week, for next week. So you will see those next week. I also, this week, made a video with Matt from Bask in the Story. We recorded The Great Hunt spoiler discussion. We basically go through character by character and talk about how we feel about those characters, what changed, what happened for those characters. And I tried my best not to spoil the Dragon Reborn, but I did pitch. I said to Matt, I was like, you want to get on the Dragon Reborn, because when you start reading it, I think you'll really fall in love with it, like I did. So yeah, I don't know. That video is going to be exclusively on Matt's channel. So the first video for Eye of the World was on both. But from here on out, we're going to be alternating. So next month, there's going to be a video on my channel for the Dragon Reborn with guest reader Ross. So he's going to join us. We're going to have 3 of us on the call. Yeah, the call. Going to have 3 of us on the call talking about The Great Hunt, which is really exciting. We're also going to do, we've been planning this, we're going to do, basically straight after we record the Dragon Reborn spoiler cast, we're going to record a Wheel of Time so far thoughts. So like the first 3 books in the Wheel of Time, what we thought. Maybe we might even do theories for future stuff. I don't really like doing theories that much for books because, I don't know. I don't really like doing theories that much. I don't think I know enough about the book series, I guess, at this point to make any theories. Later on, maybe you'll see more. Anyway, and of course, I will have read The Shadow Rising by the time I expect we get to that spoiler discussion for the future theories section. So kind of be cheating for me, really. We are on target, hopefully, to record that full spoiler discussion in March. So cross your fingers, everyone. Matt has started reading. Ross has started reading. So I am looking forward to hearing from them what they thought about the book, because I absolutely loved it. Next week's videos, I was tagged in a video by my buddy Read by Fred, and it was the Girl Scout cookies tag. And it's quite funny because he's Canadian, and so they don't really have Girl Scout cookies there. They only have like one kind. And in the UK, we don't have Girl Scout cookies at all. Like, that's not a thing. I only know about them from popular media. So I basically went through this going like, this makes me want a cookie now, but I don't know what any of these are. So that was funny. The next thing I've got after that is going to be, I would imagine, a Blood Reunion review will be out next week. I don't know. I had a couple of videos, but I might keep one secret and hold on to it for a little bit longer. And I did actually have an idea to do a video that might come out this weekend. But I don't want to promise something and then not be able to deliver it. So I have a video idea in the back of my head, but I'd have to record it on Sunday this week when I would be I say Sunday this week. I'd have to probably record it either tonight or tomorrow night. And tomorrow night I'm going to be incredibly tired. So we'll see. Next up next week. No other ideas currently. We might end up having 2 Wandering In chapters next week. Honestly, I do want to read. I want to speed up a little bit on the Wandering In. So you may see a few weeks of 2 videos on the Wandering In. But for now, I'm still enjoying where we are. I'm enjoying the content that I'm making. So it all depends on whether I want to film something from the big list of ideas or not, essentially. I do also have a pretty big video planned for a couple of weeks' time that I might end up actually like paying someone to help me edit it because it's going to be a lot of... It's basically going to be a reading vlog, but I want to do like a fun thing with it, if that makes sense. So that's a tease for a video that either may or may not happen or might be terrible. So look forward to that. What else did I get up to this week? So not much, honestly. I did play, when my brain was a bit too fuzzy to read, I have been getting back into No Man's Sky. So it's on Xbox Game Pass, and I have Game Pass, so I was like, oh, I'll dive back in and play a few hours of that, and I ended up playing more than anticipated. But it's been quite good because obviously that's like a really hardcore sci-fi game, and that's actually been great for keeping me in the mood for reading Blood Reunion. If I had had an audiobook for Blood Reunion, I probably would have been blasting through that audiobook while playing No Man's Sky, because it's a really good audiobook game. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. I've already talked about how I saw Dune again. I think that was the week before. I'm trying to maybe wrangle some booktubers to talk about Dune Part 2, but we'll see. Ideally this month I will start Promise of Blood. It would be lovely to start Promise of Blood. And I would really like to read The Will of the Many, because one of my booktube buddies, Rebecca Nicole from Reading with Rebecca Nicole, has said she's going to read it, and we could then do a full spoiler discussion together on the channel. And I really do want to get more voices on the channel. I mean, like, I love Matt and Ross, but we want more people involved, you know? So those are the things that are kind of rattling around my head, videos and channel wise. I hope you guys have a good weekend. I hope you're reading some good stuff. Oh wait, I've stolen that from Criminally. So yeah, I hope you're reading good stuff. Please like, subscribe, comment down below what you've been reading, how you're enjoying it, what you're reading next. If you have any videos that I've made that you really like, or you would like to see from me, anything in particular. I also, under duress from friends and family members, I have added an Amazon wishlist to the description of my videos. Please don't buy books from that Amazon wishlist unless you desperately want to. If anyone does buy a book from those wishlists, I promise I will review it basically straight away. So that's my promise from me to viewer. There are some cases where that probably won't be the case. So say, for example, you buy me book 13 of The Wheel of Time, I won't be reviewing that until next year because I'm not going to review books out of order. But if you buy me a book that I can read straight away, I will read it straight away. So that's my promise to you. And that's kind of how you can support the channel if you would like to. Obviously, as I've said many times, no pressure. I am also running a charity drive this month to try and raise money for the Birmingham Community Healthcare Charity. So please wait at the end of the video for more details on that. Thanks so much for watching, and I will speak to you on Monday. Wait, don't go yet. I'm doing a charity drive for BCHC, the Birmingham Community Healthcare Charity. They are a charity attached to the Birmingham's kind of National Health Service, and what they do is they raise money for small little things that can help support patients and the families of patients, things like books, toys, toiletries. Also, they do big projects, like they have funded the creation of a playground for children with prosthetic limbs. Now, if you would like to support this charity, you can go to the link in the description for this video and donate some money to my charity Appeal. I'd be really grateful if you do so. This is an absolutely fantastic charity. While they aren't local to me, the charity drive is run by a friend of mine, Stace, and I don't know about you, but I'm going to be reading as many books as possible in March anyway, so might as well use that to raise some money for a good cause. Please donate to the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.